Right, as promised, I have a guest this week. Sorry, Anish, and sorry, Rupak, and anyone else I've brought on. This is my favourite guest. I don't think we've talked football for 2 years because even when I did the roundtable last year, I didn't do too much talking. I just sort of let everyone else riff. So Ziz and I haven't actually talked about anything. We talk about other stuff which has soddle to do with football, but
Yes.
we've not talked about football at all for a couple of years now. So this will be fun. And the thing we're going to start off with, actually no, Ziz, talk. I think everyone here's seen you anyway. We'll just talk for a minute.
Hello. I am a football degenerate. I talk about football on the internet. I've known him waffling on TikTok for years now. He retired off that platform and has now brought his bullshit to YouTube. So we'll be joining you today in creating some content for you guys.
Yep, I got tired of TikTok, man. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I just didn't. So the first thing, so obviously I sent out a few tweets. I sent one out, Ziz sent one out, just saying for you guys to put some stuff underneath and saying what you want to talk about. So I've got some of them. We're going to talk about those a bit later. But the first thing we wanted to discuss is like a sort of big idea that we can sort of revolve the episode around. So I spoke to Ziz, and his idea that he came off with off the top of his head was the evolution of players and teams and what direction the best people are going with. So Ziz, I'll let you open up, and then we can sort of bounce off there for however long we need to.
Okay, yes. The evolution of the game. This is like, okay, football has gotten very boring for me. So it's like, I'm trying to think of ways to keep it interesting, keep it fun. And I keep coming back to the same thing, that roles, and especially like teams at the highest level, they're like specializing more than ever before. You see like the pattern of like strikers. Everyone wants someone who's tall, who's big, who can run in behind. You don't want to lose fundamental aspects of the team, because like a 10 out of 10 striker, like the combination of a Haaland and a Neymar is better than a Benzema and a Vinny. You know what I mean? Like you get the best of both worlds. You have a player that can dominate his area completely, and then you have another player that can dominate his area completely. And I'm seeing like at the top level, especially PSG. PSG is really fucking interesting because they have had such ridiculous success. They also have the league on tax. Like they can rotate, do all their BS, but like in their team, they buck the trend a little bit. They just have such insane general quality across like every single position that they just overwhelm you. And I don't know if that's a realistic model for all the teams to follow, but like if you look at their front three, Kvara, Dembele, Doué, even Barcola, like these are all guys that can run, dribble, create their own shot. You look at their midfield, they can all move. Even Vitinha, who I don't rate particularly highly, he can move, he can pass. Neves, move, pass. Same thing, Fabian. And then their fullbacks are just like athletes, monsters that can just literally do whatever they want. So like I think teams are looking to diversify, I think, to where you can have threat from anywhere on the pitch at any point. But I think in terms of what is the best, what player can still offer the most, it's the special roles. It's the guys that can dominate their thing and then combine with other people to help elevate them even more, like a De Bruyne, Haaland, like that type of dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, so on the PSG part of it, like you said, they're a bit unique because those types of guys generally tend to wear down across the course of a 60, 70 game season, just because of the fact that tend to be a bit more slender, and the way they play tends to tire them out a little bit. But their full 11 having 8 monster athletes all over the pitch, and then 6 guys who are just ridiculously technically proficient, who then, like you said, move, dribble, shift it, pass, create their own shot. They can do whatever they need to. Whereas I think the rest of the teams, like everyone knows, I hate the way Arsenal play, especially across the last 3 years. Since they ruined the first title, I despise the way they play. I absolutely hate it. I was hoping so badly. I was never so invested in a team ruining a title race since like 2014 Liverpool. But they pulled it off because they basic teams almost, and tell me if you disagree with this. Teams almost their main focus almost feels like they're trying to stop the bottom falling out now. They try and stop. They ultra pragmatic. Pep used to do this very early on. Arteta does it. Even like Barca don't do it because Flick is a suicide. He's a kamikaze coach. Real Madrid, even the idea they've got with Mourinho now is probably to stop the bottom falling out more than that. The other teams in England, they seem to be trending more in that direction. So I don't know how far we'll see that because, like you said, PSG sort of bucked the trend on that. And yeah, I'm off a little bit there. But in terms of the specialists, I think that the best teams have almost always had specialists. And they almost have one guy who just has free run. So like, I think the best example to my mind of it is, even though they might not be the best team, is the 2015 Barca team. Messi popped his knee out in September following the Champions League win. But they had 10 guys who would occupy their zones, do what it is that they're meant to do. Even Neymar and Suarez, they fulfilled a role, which is, okay, Neymar's going to be the guy who's going to take a guy on and run him behind, and Suarez is going to be the guy who connects, and he's going to be a scorer as well. And he's the glue guy who connects everything. Messi's the only guy who's allowed to do everything else. So that's going back, say, 11 years ago. And even if we say 10 years before that, 9 years before that in the form of Barcelona's Champions League win then, even then, everyone did have their specific roles. And the only guy who sort of had a bit more free rein was Ronaldinho. But I think now you're almost... Even the guy who has that free run, they have to play in a specific condensed version of that. Because it's just so hard. Like, I think the days of... Like, we were lucky. We got Messi and Neymar basically back to back. Or even at the same time, you could argue. I think the days of those guys are gone in terms of guys who are going to be incredible volume scorers, incredible volume creators, and incredible connectors. You rate Benzema a little higher than I do in that sense. I say a little, considerably higher than I do in that sense. Like, I like Benzema. You, my goodness.
Benzema is the modern player. Like, if you were to build a player that is just perfect for modern football, it would be him.
So I've said to a few, and I waffle, so just cut me off at any point, by the way. You got free reign. Benzema's the guy who I used to say about Zidane that he is the guy who you show to people to understand what humans have as their capacity for football. Ronaldinho, Messi, Maradona, all these guys, they're not normal. Zidane is the most normal-ish guy. Benzema is in that because, okay, the technique you can't teach, and the understanding you can't teach either. But in terms of the way that everything's based around all 11 guys on the pitch as opposed to just, okay, let me maximize what I'm doing. That's what makes Benzema, like you said, the guy who he is the perfect modern player. I mean, he almost came too early, to be honest. But
no, do you know what it is? I think I could go back to the PSG example because they have had such ridiculous success, and it seems normal. But Pep thinks about the game in a very different way. So let me say it like this. PSG know they have better players than you. PSG knows their general squad quality is clear of almost anyone. So they play their game around not controlling risk and making it so that they have the highest chance of winning every game. They put it down to, we're going to make it a game of quality every single time. They're fine with an open match. They're fine with trying to bully you, hose you down. They're very similar to Klopp's Liverpool in that regard. Where it's like, when Klopp's Liverpool had the quality advantage, they only really lost to Madrid. And the only team that really had their number, had like better players in them. And you look at the other teams, or like how Pep has interpreted the game. Pep will have the best team in the world, and he will still play the most pragmatic, risk-averse, controlled thing. Because in his mind, it's like a calculator thing. How do I make my percentage of winning? Same thing with Arteta. Arteta, I think, does or is forced to do it because of the lack of quality in his team more. But they view the game as like a risk optimization thing rather than, if my team is better versus your team is better, who's gonna, like, guns out, let's go, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Enrique is very much he's a bit more ballsed up in that sense, and he trusts his guys. Like even in times where, I mean, they've never had to face a team with comparable firepower. They never faced City when they had De Bruyne, Haaland. They never had to face, even before Mbappe got there, the Madrid front line with Vinny, Bellingham, Rodrigo. They never really had to face a team like that. Even they never had to play Barcelona. That would have been the final a year ago if they didn't. If Flick wasn't a kamikaze.
Yep.
I was happy because like if Yamal, I was still coming to terms with it, so I didn't want to accept it yet. But if it was
Bro, imagine the tone of this podcast if Mbappe had actually won it this year and Yamal still didn't get shit. You'd be able to salvage.
I'm shameless, but on here I try to be honest. Like I still couldn't in good consciousness do it because he's just not as good, and like I still view like someone asked us do the best in the world thing, and I'm just like we've already done that. We did it a year ago, and that was the one episode where I did sort of jump in on the round table where it was you were going back and forth with everyone else about why Yamal is so much better than Mbappe. And everyone else was arguing dumb points. It was driving me over the wall. I was like, no, the guy's just better. Just watch the football pitch. And if Mbappe did manage to win it, then fair enough, and it would have been great for legacy-wise. But he's too much of a liability when it comes to the other stuff. And I also don't. If you're going to hide him, the worst team to hide him is Madrid, because I actually think like the best way, people say that you put him as a striker, that's the easiest way to hide the defense. I totally disagree with that. The strikers for the best teams, they always set the press. Haaland, Benzema, if we go back to Firmino, the best teams always set the press. It's almost been the wingers that get to hang out a little bit higher up. People say they need to track back. Yeah, they do today, but say Madrid, Ronaldo, he never tracked back. Messi wasn't tracking back. Salah, their role was stay further up the pitch. They can connect the attack and get things going from there. So you can hide him there. But you can't reasonably displace Vinny to play him there when Mbappe hasn't shown elite signs of wing play consistently since 23-24 for 3-4 months. He's not had a full season of it probably since 21-22. So it'd just be unreasonable to do it. So yeah, decisions.
Man, you were holding out on the prayer for Vinny Arsenal, Elise Madrid. That could have revived it.
I was 80% sure it was going to happen. I thought Elise's going to kick up a bit of a stink. Not a huge one, but enough of one. And they're not going to pay Vinny. And then they paid him. And I tell you, so from Mbappe's standpoint, yes, I wanted it to happen. But also just as a pure football fan, because Vinny's very European in the way he views the game. Like, he's very much, he's got flair, but it's very much in a 1v1, I'm going to kill you sense. It's not he's not connecting with guys and he's not initiating attacks in the same way that you would have a traditional Brazilian forward. Rodrigo's more of that.
Dude, he's so French-coded in how he plays.
I know.
Like, how he runs, like, especially that Carlo year, like, 2024, like, the amount of runs he would make, the type of runs he would make, the quality he had in, like, he does not play like someone who's extremely ball to feet. Like, in 2022, like, when he was, like by far the best 1v1 guy, maybe you could argue that. But, like, it's become more and more, his game has become more and more diversified in how he, like, thinks about shit. And, like, there was a tweet that went viral about this Vinny thing. Someone said, it was on, like, one of those Carragher Sky things. It was, like, Vinny chose comfort over legacy. And they're all shitting on him, saying, oh, you think going to Arsenal is better than staying at Real Madrid, the biggest club. But it's like, he's not going to get it over Mbappe. He's not going to get the acclaim. He's not going to get the awards. At Arsenal, he's literally the Champions League favorite. He's literally the Ballon d'Or favorite. And he has
in his way is 2026 Bukayo Saka, who can't run anymore.
Exactly. It's free game. It's free game the entire time. And I think, like, honestly, that is a greater legacy boost. If you have a Ballon d'Or in your closet, right, this is the thing with this Kane thing, too. Like, if you get the Ballon d'Or, they can't say shit. They can't say shit. It's just one of those things that immortalizes your legacy in a way that, like, would you rather be a Bale or would you rather be a Benzema? That's the question.
I think that's a bad question because they both have the same amount of Champions Leagues. But I
claim.
I understand the question that you're making, but they both have 5, so it's like, okay, well, obviously it's Benzema because he has the Champions League. So I understand what you're saying. I can't think of a better one off the top of my head. But, yeah, if Vinny went there, because they have a clear hole at left wing, Saka is best as a creative force now. He's not. I never thought he was a high-level goal scorer or even had the capacity to be one. Like, he could XG cheat a little bit, but I never thought he was a high level. You have this as the connector. You've got that midfield, so you can afford an Eze who doesn't maybe do the extra dirty work as well as Odegaard does. You can afford it Eze because now you've got Bruno G and Declan Rice, and then you've just got Vinny who can just kill his man every single time. The problem with Mbappe at Madrid, for Vinny specifically, is Mbappe likes to feel the ball too much, and he doesn't have a particular rhythm to his movements. Like, he takes it where he feels it. And that's a good thing, but not when you don't have a guy who doesn't think the game the same way as you. So, like, I was thinking about this last week, and it's like, if Mbappe has a two-man, has a second guy he can work with, he will make that guy's strengths look even more inflated than they already are, and that other guy will also boost his. So, like, when he had Neymar, when he had Messi, Elise for France, even in this little short stretch, the short stretch he had with Benzema for France, those guys, like, it's a symbiotic thing. But when he doesn't have those types of guys, he's just a bit awkward. Like, he's not an easy fit, especially now because he's running behind. And that, even again, like, people say, like, oh, he doesn't trust the passes. That's not a valid claim. Like, you have to make the run for the good of the team.
He did it in the Bayern tie, and he was great in that tie. He was actively hunting every single time, but it was more like you're just forced to by the game. Like, you can't do anything but that.
Yeah, I agree that he's a problem. Benzema is right. So you said Benzema's the perfect modern player, and what would you say is him today as the obviously he's done now basically. Who's the most similar player? Because I have an answer in mind, which I think you might like, but I want to see who you think.
When I think of what make let me describe what I think makes him good. I think across any game situation, he has a solution. Whether it's kick a ball long, like he's actually weirdly good back to goal and like can flick and link in transition. His passing across both feet is nuts. His dribbling is ridiculously good, like getting out of pressure. He doesn't lose the ball much. He can head the ball. He can score. He can create his own shot angles pretty well. He can link remarkably well. So basically, he has an answer to every solution. But on top of that, he causes no tactical confusion. Like, he's a 9. He can do the job of a 9 if you want him to do the job of a 9. If you need someone to link and drop deep, offer that +1, he can do that. So there's no questions with him. He can fit alongside really anyone. And when I think of, like, a player that can do that today, it would, like, in terms of this, like, pure tactical fit, like, if Jude was to play as a 9, I would say him.
Yes,
but
that's what I was thinking of. Yes.
But I don't think, like, I think as a 10, there's some issues there. Like, I think, what I was going to say, like, during your whole Mbappe spiel is I actually think Jude and Mbappe is a bigger problem than Mbappe and Vinny. I think Jude and Mbappe want to do very similar things. It's just Jude approaches the game at an entirely different pace than Mbappe does. Like, he wants to connect. He wants to, like, play a little slower game, get people through, that sort of thing. Mbappe wants to play a little bit more aggressive. They both play in the same exact zones. Like, and Jude will make the runs, but it's like, when Mbappe drops, he doesn't really, like, drop with the intent to, I don't know, like, recycle or, like, circulate the ball a little bit. It's, like, more so, let's fucking go. Let's 1-2. Let's get moving. It's like we're very, like, and Neymar played to his, like, strengths in that, but when they played together. But it's like, I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of players other than, like, Jude. Dembele thinks about the game similarly, but he doesn't have, like, the body, the physical to, like, actually do that 9 role. I don't know. What do you think?
I heavy on the Jude. Like, I think he is the guy who does that more so than anyone, especially when I'm not thinking of it now with Mbappe. I'm more thinking of it that first year with Carlo.
Yeah.
Before Mbappe got there, when he was like, he almost functioned as sort of like a 9/9.5. Like, yes, Vinny was the guy going beyond, but Jude was always there. Whether you wanted an extra guy in midfield, whether you wanted a guy to go beyond the line, because I've never viewed him as a high level passer. Like, that is something that I've always viewed as a weakness of his. He's someone who's very good at the short 5, 10, 15 yards, but if you want to traditional midfield passes. I don't view him as a high level player as that. But as a guy who can give you more or less anything you want as a player, forward player specifically, I think he's the one. Like he is. Like there are some guys that share some. Like Havertz does it not as well, obviously, but Havertz connects and adds. Like it's weird. Like certain players you wouldn't expect to. But yeah, my answer is Jude. The Jude and Mbappe thing. I'm the other way in terms of the fact that I can see a way that they can very easily fit together. Just in terms of the fact that Mbappe likes to drop, Jude likes to go beyond. It would just require a bit of adaptation from Mbappe. Or from, like, if one guy's more willing to go further beyond. Say if Jude's willing to speed up his process a little, or Mbappe's willing to slow his down a little. Neymar was a bit different. Like, Neymar's almost spoiled him. Because he's almost thinking, like, okay, Vinny, you're out there on the left because you will fulfill whatever the coach says. Jude, you don't think it in the same way. Because even Messi and Mbappe, they almost played as you would expect them to play. Like in theory, when Mbappe and Neymar got together, they're not meant to work that well. Because Mbappe is always going to transition over to the left. Neymar joined as a left winger. Neymar was one of the guys asked the question if Neymar ever got a real coach, like, and it's stupid to think.
It'd be over.
Like the levels that he reached anyway were insane. Like,
dude, if he had Pep, like imagine if he had like a Pep. This is why like I think like Pep players are like boosted legacy wise like tenfold. What Pep built around Messi, what Pep built around De Bruyne. Imagine if he built that around Neymar at Bayern. Holy fuck.
Neymar, say if Neymar joined Bayern in 13, or even if Neymar went to City in 16.
Yeah.
17, sorry. If like you just have a guy who's a bit more ready-made than what Messi, because Messi was a right winger when Pep got hold of him, and he had to shift him centrally. And Messi didn't think of the game as a natural playmaker. Messi almost played off instinct to a degree. Like he takes the ball in the middle, and because his football brain's a supercomputer, just whatever his instinct feels tends to be better than anyone else anyway. But Neymar was already a central player in Santos. Like he was a guy who came from there. He takes the ball in the middle, and he's the guy who's going to control the flow. Even Neymar's last season at Barcelona, he was the guy who was controlling the flow of the attacks. Because they just hadn't... It was so awkward. Neymar was the guy dropping deeper. Messi was higher. That's why Messi's goal rate was so stupidly high that year. Like, relative to some of his other years. Because he was just hanging inside 25 yards and just thundering balls left and right. It was stupid. And then Neymar gets to City, or if Neymar gets to Bayern, and he's got Pep, and he just has every single... Because Tuchel did a pretty good job of hiding every type of weakness that you'd want around him. But Tuchel also plays haram ball when it comes to his players around the star. Like he will go with a bunch of tractors and thugs as opposed to some football players. Whereas Pep has hoodlums who can play football at the same time. So
yeah. If you take like, I think with Neymar, when you're so supremely talented, it becomes I see a similar thing with Yamal, unfortunately too, where it's like because they can do everything, they feel like they have to do everything. So if you don't have competent players that can do some of the football and let them relax a little bit, not only does it like help them not get fouled as much and they're not like as in danger of just getting hurt, but also just positionally, like if they're higher up the pitch, they can get more 1v1s. They're well rested. They have more opportunity to like do higher quality actions. Like their goal numbers, their assist numbers, the overall team balance. It's way fucking better.
On Yamal, some people were saying that they were disappointed in how he closed out the year, even separate from the hamstring. And I'm just like, what do you expect the guy to do? Like, he's in a kamikaze system where there's the midfield almost, like, the stuff that Pedri managed to do, not this past year, the year before, where he was almost doing everything for them in terms of bringing the ball up and helping initiate the attacks. Get Yamal the ball. If they can get Rodri on the field and he helps slow down that pace for them, which I think they are going to... It looks like they're going to get Rodri. Mm-hmm. And you get Yamal in an actual footballing system, unlike where De La Fuente just has him hugging touchlines. I don't... Like, Flick tends to find a way to lose games sometimes that don't need to be lost. But I don't know what anyone does. Even if they don't have a striker.
Yeah, if they have multiple players that can... like actually like allow him to do what he wants, Like so he doesn't feel the need to, because the Atleti tie was ridiculous in the context of like they had four guys on him and he was still doing whatever the fuck he wanted. But if you have other players that can like spread the threat a little bit, this is why I wanted Nico so bad at Barcelona. If you have another winger that can actually dribble, the amount of pressure that takes off someone like Yamal. This is also why like I'm going from tangent to tangent, but like
It's
this
cool. That's just riff, man. I don't care.
this is also why the PSG players, they're very fake. Like they're good players, they're great players, but it's very hard to treat what they do in a vacuum because the system that they have going for them, the amount of shared responsibility, the level of collective talent, it's like you're playing football in easy mode at that point. You really are. It's not like remotely the level of responsibility or difficulty that like stars like Yamal, Mbappe, Vinny like have to deal with, like just due to sheer talent level around them.
Because their midfield is ridiculous, and the fact that they can rest their guys, and like both of us said, I think Vitinha has inverted testicles. Like he's not remote. He's not like they don't work. Like, he's got no balls as a passer. But for what he does, what he's required to do for that team, he doesn't need to. He almost doesn't need to progress the ball the way you need a traditional midfielder who is viewed as Neves is better, but who's viewed as the best midfielder on a team to do. He's a guy who he does the thing that Harry Maguire used to do for Leicester, where he dribbles the ball forward and then he dumps it off to the side. He doesn't actually progress anything. He ends up going backwards by forwards.
You know one thing, like with that team as well, the reason why they're so fake, their midfield could. You see some of the games they dominate in, their midfield is not passing forward much. It's because like their build up, all of them drop at such incredible rates. Like the little patterns that they have in Dembele dropping down like 10 meters to collect the ball, Kvara, they all make runs so perfectly. Like the way they build up and run off each other, like they almost don't even need their midfield at times. It's almost ridiculous how much like collective superiority they have.
The midfield is just there. You're going to help stop the back four getting murdered, and then you can help initiate, and that you almost. The way I wanted Madrid to use Trent is that you bounce the ball off of those guys, and then the midfielders can help, and then you can release the guys forwards with everyone else. Because even Hakimi and Mendes, they're pretty good passes for fullbacks, and then you have the other guys who are connected everything, and then Kvara is just a monster going in. He's a physical anomaly, like he's a bit of a freak show. I was never that high on him until I saw what he did for Georgia at the Euros in 2024.
He's a perfect generalist.
He can do a bit of everything. Doué's another one I'm not as high on. Like, he's a nice technician. I trust my eyes. I see Doué and I see a tidy technical player and he's nice, but the way that people talk about him, especially last year, I was like, what are you guys seeing? Like, he's another guy, but again, he's smart and he's tidy. And he's someone who, he's not going to do the dumb stuff that, say, Barcola has the capacity to do.
Yeah.
And then Dembele's another one who Enrique has allowed him to take his football brain in terms of progression and allow him to play off instinct in the final third. But again, I still don't see it to the point where it's like, yeah, he's at that real upper tier with, I think we disagree on this, but with Yamal, Haaland, Mbappe, Vinny when he's really firing, like all those other guys. Like he's a really nice guy, but I don't see that level with him. I don't know.
You know, one thing, a lot of people ask me because of my Benzema takes, why don't I rate like Dembele? Like it would make sense that I would rate Dembele as like this intergenerational god like type player. And I think the thing is, Benzema did all of this shit out of structure, out of system in Carlo ball. He was the one organizing and setting up everything. Whereas Dembele is smart. Dembele is really, he knows how to associate with players. He knows where to drop. His off-ball runs are like actually remarkably good. But it's in the context of every piece flowing and moving around him. When you have, like, I think this is why like the PSG players get like overrated tremendously. Is like when you have so much quality around you that not only like technical, physical quality, but they're intelligent. They know how to move. They know how to play off each other really well. It reduces the burden on you on like a technical, cognitive level so much. Benzema was like putting these guys together like a literal puppet master, telling them to move, play, and he would do this for any team he played for. Like, even in with France, like he seamlessly slotted in
At 18,
alongside Griezmann, alongside Mbappe. Same thing with like Deschamps. Deschamps was pretty similar stylistically, at least like in the attacking stuff, to Carlo. And it's the guys who know how to play who get that moving for them. Whereas Dembele, I'm sure he could take more responsibility, and he's a pretty intelligent player, but it's like there's a lot of environment that plays into that.
yeah, Dembele is the guy who he reminds me a bit of he reminds me of a few different players, but his instincts are really nice. But when you force the guy to think in the final action, I don't trust it as much as some other guys. And like you said, it's easier to play with top players. For a really good player who understands the game, it's easier to play with high-level players. And Benzema could do that. Because I think people forget, like so the 22 Champions League, Madrid had to bench Kroos a lot of the games because the game was just too much for him. They had to bring Camavinga in just to bring some extra physicality. So you get rid of him, and now, okay, you have Modric, but Casemiro is not exactly a footballer. Valverde at that point was basically a right winger doing extra shifts coming back the other way. And then it was just Benzema and Vinny, and Benzema was holding up every aspect of the attack. And throughout every tie, with the exception of the Paris one, where I think over the course of 180 minutes, Mbappe was better, but Benzema had that 15-minute stretch. Well, Madrid had that 15-minute stretch where they just went nuts. But every other tie, he was just the best player on the pitch. And even in that Champions League final, he was a half step ahead of Van Dijk every single time, whether it was a stop.
He should have gotten a goal. He got a fucking goal wrongly called off.
Yeah. And even on the goal, he was involved because of the fact that where he was on the pitch, he sort of faked out the guy at the back stick, and that his attention's on him as opposed to Vinny at the back. Like, his presence was everywhere on the field, and then he's always in the right place at the right time. He is one of the smartest players that you've ever seen, and that type of false nine is, I think, the best guy that type of striker, I think, is the optimal guy to build around. Whether he can score a bunch of goals or not. Like, whether Benzema was scoring 40 goals or 4 goals, he was always the best guy to build an attack around, well, not build, but have as your reference point 9. Because in the modern day, the emphasis in terms of the goal scoring went to the wider guys. Whether it was Firmino doing it for Salah and Mane, whether it was Benzema doing it for Ronaldo and Bale, and then Rodrigo and Vinny, like whoever you wanted to have it, those guys tend to lead to the best, most fluid attacks. Even in PSG, when Neymar went to that false 9 type, he was playing it more similar to how Neymar's a bit unique, but he was doing it in more of that mold where it's a false 9 connecting. You drop an extra body into the midfield, but then you add in the fact that Benzema's 6'4" and he's a monster in the air, and he can also head the ball. He's just he's a bit of a freak show.
It's a bit of a unicorn. That's why, like, I feel like I'm trying to, like, impose Jude onto Benzema because I see a version of a player. Like, if the theory works out, that player could be beautiful. Like, it would be perfect. Because Jude as a 10, I fundamentally, like, I cannot stand the fact that he can't create at volume. It just, as a 10, you should be able to. You should. That you need that quality to look for it. Jude doesn't even look for it. It's like a willingness thing at a certain point. If he was more of a rocket launcher and he passed more often in those areas, he would stack it up. But his game is more about the connecting, the small spaces, which is why I think, like, playing higher up and, like, alongside someone as, like, I think him and Mbappe would work if he was the higher guy. If he was the reference point and Mbappe played off of him as the aggressive one.
I've always thought Mbappe's best position is as a second striker anyway. That position doesn't really exist in modern football, but those two together would be a very good front two. Because that lets Mbappe connect the front, that lets Mbappe do the initiating 1-2s that he likes to do. He's another one that he plays too much off instinct, and he plays far too much off. Like, Vinny doesn't play off instinct. Jude does to a certain degree. Someone asked me about Madrid. How do you see them going? Because Rodri's off the table. Their midfield is the same as it has been, and all they've added for the middle is Bernardo Silva, and they added SP, who's not going to start.
I think, like, if Rodri was there, like, that's genuine, like, Champions League contender. Because, like, in the big games, they can always shit it out. They can always go on the counter. The players can pull out a moment, and then you defend like hell and try to keep the score. But it's like those little moments. It's like the creativity. I think unfortunately, like putting the pressure on like Diamande, like how much of a creator can be, how much can he solve things. If Trent and Diamande both have like a 9 out of 10, like 8 out of 10 season, then I could see them doing pretty well. I could see like a La Liga challenge, because I think Trent. I made a video on it, and it was like Mourinho, the way he's looking, or at least building the midfield so far. It seems to be everyone's like everyone's a thug, except Bernardo and Trent. Trent progresses the ball, and Bernardo sort of just keeps it. And I think with Madrid, their huge issue is just keeping the ball. When they have the ball, they can do interesting things with it. They have individual quality all over the pitch, but they can't pressure consistently. They can't keep the ball. The lack of like technical consistently deeper that Rodri would have gave them is cooked.
Yeah, so I made a video, like, mine's are a lot less digestible than yours are, because you actually have, yours are like 2 minutes of concise to the point that I'm waffling for a half hour. But the point that I made around them is that they struggle to move. They needed Rodri so badly, because if you can't move the ball through the midfield, now you have to kick it long, but no one in that attack can really win aerial duels outside of Jude, and the only guy who actually presses for the second balls is Jude and Vinny, and Mbappe doesn't do it at all. So your options to progress the ball ends up being, right, long balls and counter press, or you have to move the ball through the midfield. Now, Trent can do that, Trent can approximate that, but the issue is we've never seen Trent play with his back to goal, and you have to figure out ways to get him the ball facing the play whilst coming inside, so he can have access to the entire pitch as opposed to just his right flank, right half space. And it'll be a way for how Mourinho can get them to do that. Otherwise, it's just going to be a problem moving the ball through the gears again. Now, Bernardo will help with that, but again, he's like 30-something. I don't know how well his legs are going to hold up going forward. And then Jude's not a guy who's going to drop deep and progress. Tchouaméni takes 1,000 touches on the ball. Trent is their only option now that they've let Rodri go. So I don't know how they're going to manage to pull anything off there. We'll see what happens.
I think Jude is gonna be forced to do the deep midfield bullshit again. I think like unless like Bernardo is not a very progressive player. Like he keeps the ball, but he's not breaking lines like for fun like that. He's not. So it's like I think the team just gets worse if Jude has to be deeper and like carry the ball and try to spray. Like that's just not. It's just not his fundamentally just not his game. Unless it's like a transition type game where it's like you have to find pockets and you drive and you try to make things happen. Against low blocks, like that's just not great. I don't know. It'll be interesting. The perception of the team as well. Like after a certain point, they're gonna have to like stop like coping about what's going on too. If Barcelona wash them in the league again with Rodri, which probably is gonna happen. Like Rodri, Pedri, Yamal is like dream La Liga type team, and then Champions League. Like it's unbelievable that it has come to Champions League or bust to save the reputation of those players.
I don't think that the way that the team approached it, because after Pep and Messi came along, they basically started coping. Like, the league doesn't matter; it's all about the Champions League. Because it's like, what are you going to do? Like, Messi basically guarantees you 90 points if he's playing 35 games in a season. And so you have to go into Champions League or bust mode. But then pretending that the league doesn't matter is what ends up getting you. Like, I think we see with a lot of the Madrid fans, like, under the age of 25, like, they've never seen Madrid consistently win La Ligas. Like, I've never seen it. You've never seen it. Like, the league almost is like a secondary or tertiary aspect to them. It's a nice bonus to the Champions League. And they're the only club in Europe outside of Paris who say that. But the difference is, Paris don't have anyone in the league who can contend with them. Like, they're guaranteed. I mean, I think they're only a 34 game team this season now. But they're how many games a year? 34, 80 points. They're guaranteed 80 points over there, which wins the league over there. So it's done for, and the league is done. If Rodri signs that deal, which he will, because I think he expires next year, he'll be off. And Barcelona will win the league, probably with 100 points this time. And then Madrid are done for. Mbappe's reputation is going to be in the gutter.
What do you think will happen? Like, do you think? Cause I think to myself, like, it feels like Madrid was his endgame. I don't know what would happen, like, if he gets to the end of this contract and it's still trophyless. Does he going to the Premier League at like age 30 with his role? I don't know if that's
He'd fail there at that age.
yeah. Like I don't think that's a good idea either.
No, you don't want to go to England as an aging star. It's just not a good idea. Like Ronaldo in Italy still had people fooled that he was a top 5 player. Like enough people for it to be like a narrative around it. I said, as soon as I was like, no, the guy's washed. Don't like he'll be fun. He gives you 20 goals a season, but like he's not gonna pull up any. You're not gonna put up any trees. But if Mbappe were to come,
and Vinny's deal outlasts him, right? Like Vinny's deal goes for 5-6 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
And I think Mbappe. Was Mbappe a 5 or 6 year deal? I think
2029.
Yeah. Oh, that's why Ido always says 2029.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love that guy. He is the biggest Mbappe hater on the channel, no, on the platform, and I love him. Like half of my interactions with him is just troll stuff about Mbappe and Vinny. I was so sad when the extension happened, man. I was convinced.
Dude, I wanted to see it happen just because, like, just sheer content. You have, like, Arsenal are an S tier team, PSG are an S tier team, Barca are S tier, like, Madrid are S tier. Like, it's a really competitive Europe at that point.
And the thing is, with City, like, even with Pep, like, they never had that traction in the content space. It was always just like, oh, City are really, really, really good. Like, they're sick. Especially after they win the Champions League. It's just a bit dull after that. Because now the entire thing of, oh, we hope they don't win the Champions League is done. Whereas Arsenal, and then you had City on top because then they have a rival. Liverpool will see what they had for us because they're going to spend they look like they're going to get a forward or two. Obviously, like you said, Paris. Yeah, it looks like Barcola. And then Bayern are Bayern. They're always going to be within the discussion because that donkey Kane. I can't stand.
You think he would ever go Bayern, Mbappe?
I think he should. I remember tweeting that Bayern made sense before he went to Madrid. Because at that point, it was like 90% he was going to go, but I said he should consider Bayern. Like, him and Kane would have been Kane and Son on crack. And then you have whoever you had off the right. Let's say they would have eventually got Elise. It's a shame nobody in Italy has any money because he seems a bit like a football romantic.
Do you know how incredible it would be if Italy had a serious team? It would be like you walk the league every season. They play at 0.5 speed, and then you turn it up for the Champions League when you want to turn it up. That's probably what Como they're trying to do. Like they're trying to monopolize the league or something like that. But
I mean, so I watched the Berlusconi 30 for 30 a few weeks ago when I was bedridden, and it was literally like they fumbled that so badly. They were so clearly the best league in the world, and then the guy who owns the car company, Agnelli, he owned the car company, and then Berlusconi, and then someone else. They all just ruined it for everyone else because I think they agreed their own TV rights contracts. So, like, you know how the Premier League has their own, they've got the big rights deal for everyone? I think the Italian teams agreed their own deals with their individual TV companies. So everyone got greedy, everyone got screwed, and so the league didn't grow, and now they're all just fucked, mate. Like, they're so done for.
yeah, it's over.
And they're never getting back to it, because Italy has a degree of romance to it, in terms of, well, the country and the way they play the football, but it's just done for. And the way your video on the migrant thing was quite cool. I remember watching that, and I was just like, yeah, they're just done for. Like they're too focused on Italy being Italy, and that's going to make the football team be crap. Even their best players over the last like 20 years, they've all been, especially the forwards, they've all been of African descent. Balotelli, Keane, Chiesa was a bit different, but even then, he wasn't. He didn't play how the Italians like to play. Totti, Del Piero, Baggio. Yeah. Like, he was viewed as more like a Luca Toni. He was like, yeah, he's a thug and he's good, but like we don't watch for him. So Italy would be a beautiful place for him to go, but I don't see him going, and he can't go back to Paris just off pure reputation without having won something at Madrid.
I was thinking to myself, like, initially I thought that Bayern, he wouldn't do Bayern because Bayern's a huge commercial step down. But then I thought, Mbappe is, like, bigger than football at this point. Like, his World Cup rep is, like, absurd. So I think he's really, he's nearing that, like, Messi, Ronaldo level, like, Neymar level, where it's like, anywhere he goes, he's going to have that commercial scale. So he might as well just do whatever is best for his legacy at this point. And I think, obviously I'm dooming at this point. Like, hopefully Madrid works out in some capacity. I'd like to see him be competitive at least 1 year. I think I made a video where I said, like, a minimum 3 Champions Leagues. Look at this bullshit now. Like, it's fucking, like, I need to see one, dude. Like, I need to see something happen. So
it's fucked. Like, this has gone as, like, these 2 years have gone as conceivably bad as they've done. Like, I could not have thought of a worse scenario. If someone would have said to me before he joined Madrid, what is the worst possible scenario? He's somehow not the best player in the world, and he's won nothing. And what's happened? He's not the best player in the world. He's closer to 3 than he is 1. I think you don't even have him for it. I'm not sure if you even have a 3 guy.
Oh, one second.
Take it.
Give me 1 second. Let me just send a text.
Yeah. No problem.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like, I think I'm not even sure if you have him top 3 at this point, and people who actually watch football, like, forget the World Cup stuff, people who actually watch football, they're like, this guy's a bit of a cancer, even though, like, none of his coaches have ever had a problem with him. And it's like, he's not won anything. He's not, like, the Super... I don't care about Super Cups and Club World Cups. Like, this has gone as conceivably bad as it could have possibly done. And, yeah, I'm at the point where I'm about to give up, man, because this little shit Yamal, he's too good. He wasn't even good at the World Cup and he won. He's got all the pictures.
Obviously, this might be a good case for you. Like, Kane Ballon d'Or is, like, horrible for the sport, but in terms of, like, the old, like, Mbappe legacy thing...
I have far too much equity in Kane being a fucking bum. Fuck that guy. Every 5...
Bro, it's actually, like, fucking D-Day for me. I, like, watching... Oh, bro, he's gonna win it. He's gonna win it in a year where he didn't win anything, and he's gonna win it in a year where he wasn't the best player on either of his teams.
Do you see... this is before I sort of archived the channel before I came back, I made a 70-minute fucking rant about why the Ballon d'Or needs to be abolished. It's because of fucking...
Oh, I remember watching that.
It's because of shit like this. Like, because people are going to view Harry Kane as someone time. He's fucking dog shit, man. I swear to God. I swear to fuck. I would still take Jamie Vardy over him. I don't care what anyone says. I would take Jamie Vardy before Harry Kane to win a fucking trophy. I don't care. Gun to my... Send the Martian. Send them.
Yeah, I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see it happen.
And he's just ugly as well. I know that shouldn't matter, but just like look at him with his goofy fucking grin. He can't fucking talk.
That is so... Oh man,
I hate him. And he's not even fun to watch. Like he's like, okay, he pings a pass. Okay, so does Calvin Phillips. I don't want to watch him play football. He's not His movement off the ball is good when he's in those areas, but he can't generate any self-space to generate a shot. He's not a guy who makes the guys around him better. Like, he's almost addition by subtraction. Like, if you put any guy who vacates the space, Luis Diaz can score goals. Michael Olise would look better with Michael Olise would look better with Benjamin Sesko. His numbers wouldn't do better, but he'd probably perform just as well. Right.
I think Kane is in this space where, because I think Mourinho really tanked him. Mourinho,
I was thinking
with that all phase footballer, Kane can do everything, like that sort of mentality. And I think for England, for the most part, he was fine. where it's like he either ghosted completely or he stayed in the box and he scored. Like that Congo game is fantastic, but even like Argentina, like when they couldn't keep the ball, like he dropped,
Was
and
the same
he
thing
was
in Mexico though?
yeah, it was like I don't know, he just had like a very awkward position, and I don't think like I, I don't like the implications for the sport if he gets it because Kane is like nearly not nearly universally, but like he's very well liked. He's very well liked because his style of play for a striker is just like unorthodox, and people just like to be contrarians. It's like, oh man, look how beautiful he passes. Look at how beautiful his finishing is. So it's like people are gonna model their games after that, and then we're gonna see DMs playing strikers like 10 years from now, and it's just not a good existence. It's not good for football.
See, you think much more macro. I just look at him and I just think this guy's fucking shit. Why does everyone rate him for him? Like, I don't think he's good. Like, I swear to God.
Oh no, I also have like subjective personal vested like the Benzema debate. I can't have any fucking Benzema debate. I can't like no matter how many stats I pull out my ass, they're gonna put a Kane Ballon d'Or picture in front of me. I can't do that, man.
Hey, it worked out for you that Benzema got that one though. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, that was the one. That's all you need. You just need one lucky year, and you're gone. Go off into the sunset. Legacy secure.
Man, I swear to God. My God, I swear. Why are you can't play football when there's no one in your vicinity. Why are you trying to play football with Benzema down your throat? Just
I think he did some bullshit today as well. He did some bullshit today as well in the community shield. Like I saw some tweet like people screaming at him for City. So he's been a terrorist for a long time.
He had 1 year, and it had to be the year Mbappe left. It couldn't even like I even said I want PSG to win in Champions League eventually. Just not in 2025. And this donkey decides to have his one good year there. Marquinhos is a crook. I swear to God.
Can you imagine if they three-peat and what the like Mbappe conversation is gonna be like? Holy shit.
His one chance was fucking America.
Yeah, if he got that, he could. There's nothing no one ever could say to him ever again. Like that would you retire off into the sunset at that point. But
I don't know what you think. I think he's going to be done in Europe by the time he's 31. I think he's going to leave very early. I don't see
leave.
I don't think he's going to have a long career at all.
Why?
I just don't. I think there is a coin flip chance that 2030 is his last World Cup.
Jeez, okay.
He just doesn't strike me as someone who's going to play for a very long time. He strikes me as someone who he just wants to deal with his shit. Like I don't think he's going to necessarily be around for ages. Like say some of the younger guys, like I think if Jamal's body lets him and his habits let him, I think he will be around for a long time. Listen, I don't begrudge him. Anyone who cusses the guy out, you're a loser. If you were 19 and you had his social status and you had his money, you were doing the exact same thing, and don't act like you wouldn't, so please shut up. But his habits don't align with that of the best player in the world of the last 20 years.
Hey, Neymar is his idol. Neymar is his idol.
And, yeah, Neymar was up to similar shenanigans. And hey, Neymar in any era that doesn't have Lionel Messi is a very clear contender for at least top 2 player in the world. You know, Ronaldinho was the best in the world, and he was doing God knows what with God knows who. Brazilian Ronaldo was the same. I think I'm higher on him than you are, but I think we both agree he had a few years where he was the best in the world.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if Jamal's body lets him, I can see him playing football for a long time. Haaland, I can see doing it for a long time. Mbappe just doesn't strike me as that. Like, I think he'll probably be done. Like, I think latest would be Euro 2032. I think that will be his last international tournament. Because he'll be what?
How old would he be? What is that? That's 6 years from now.
33. Yeah, I think he'll leave Europe.
I think if his Champions League success is bad, and he like doesn't end up winning it, I think he might just like look to pad in World Cups. Because it's like I think he's very legacy conscious. He's an extremely intelligent person.
Well,
he's aware of how he's perceived and all that stuff. And like the whole like the dictator thing is funny because a lot of it is based on untrue things, but his personality, like how much he's controlling and like how presence he likes to have among people, it's real. It's very real.
He reminds me of LeBron a lot. Like he's very conscious.
Legium, yeah, Legium.
Yeah, the GM. Like, and LeBron was actually involved in some of those things, not to the degree where people think, but he was always involved. And Mbappe is the same. Like, and he's always aware of the like, say, guys like say Ronaldo didn't ever really seem but Ronaldo also just loved. Ronaldo was also just to a degree too obsessed with Messi. Like those two almost had this weird like not even power. They were just obsessed with each other. But Mbappe is very aware of the power and leverage that he has from his position. Like he even talks about, like, say, he's never doing gambling ads, he's never doing takeout ads, like he's never doing any of the things like that. Which, yeah, that's a bit airy fairy, wishy washy sometimes. But he's aware that putting that out there increases his social cachet, things like that. Like he's very conscious of it. But yeah, I definitely don't see him staying in Europe past 35. Like, say, the way that Messi left at 35, but even then Messi's only tick box left was the World Cup.
He's been around forever as well. Like,
Yeah, like-
he has so many minutes on his body.
This is year 10. Just gone. Like, that was year 10.
Yeah, Jesus.
So I think he'll be done by, like, year 15. Not that he'll be bad, because when he wants to move off the ball, he's good at it, and his finishing's good enough that he could play for a long time, but I just don't see it. He's also built more like a normal person. Like, he's 5'10" or 11, and he is obviously dependent on the explosion. I don't know. I think he'll get one Champions League. If he gets one Champions League, and he wins one of the next 2 tournaments, I think he'll call it in Europe, and then he'll go off to America and make a bucket of money over there. I don't see him living in Saudi.
Yeah, he's very westernized.
Yeah. Your lip curled there. Do you like the idea of him in America?
Okay, to be honest, the American project will get exciting once they buy into the Champions League. Like, I think that's sort of inevitable. Like, once that's the only way MLS and Saudi are like going to become like legit projects, once they can get into the seasonal tournaments that all the big guys play in. Because then you'll see the American billionaires actually dump their money, actually buy players. Like, can you imagine Mbappe in like an expansion MLS team leading them to a Champions League? Like that is something that I think could definitely happen.
That would be something. Like, and he's the type that'd be like, okay, I didn't win one with Madrid, but this would make up for that. So
yeah, that he rides off into like the Beckham 2.0 arc. He becomes like America's. He'll become the new Captain America. There's so many angles. There's so many angles.
I don't see him. I think he'd leave football after he retires. I can't see him being involved. Like,
Goes into politics.
I can actually. He's very well spoken. Like he's wound very tight. Like he's a bit like Tiger Woods before the scandal. LeBron. Like that's why I say before the scandal. Like Tiger Woods pre and post scandal is something. I'm just thinking of the transcripts of the text. That you ever read those?
The character assassination, the cheating stuff.
No, yeah, the Tiger Woods text line.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They got him. He was on top of the world. They cut his legs from under him.
He was off. And he was running as well. He was in mid sprint and they just sliced his legs off in half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I can see him going into places that aren't sports related. Like not a George Weah arc where he ends up becoming president of a goddamn country, but there's a reason why there's a reason why he didn't mind Dembele. Dembele calls him Mobbed. And the rest
over under, or not over under. What's more likely? Him holding office in France, like some sort of political position, or 3 Champions Leagues.
The political office? This is what he gets through Champions. Listen.
Holy shit! Imagine if that was the conversation we'd have, like the day he signed for Real Madrid.
There is no way he's getting 3 Champions Leagues. Absolutely no way.
Brutal, man.
They might get one. They might get one. That's it. They would even forgive no leagues if he gets 1 Champions League. I don't. And Champions League you can get lucky with as well. So there is hope for that. But it's hopeful, man. What would you do with him if you're from Madrid's point of view? What would you do with him?
If I was him, that'd be interesting to strategize. If I was him, he has what? He has 2029 he leaves. So what is that? That's 3 seasons left?
3 years.
3 years left. So if by next summer there's not like a significant midfield rehaul to the point where they have the deep passers, they have the retention guys, they have all that, then I'm bouncing to Bayern. Because he does not have many years left on him where he can be like that super, super, super dominant physical force. And he should be thinking about his own legacy above all. Because at this point, he's immortalized because of the World Cup. He'll play another World Cup and he'll rack up all the stats anyways. His numbers will immortalize him for generations anyways. So his legacy on that perspective is secured. I'm pretty sure he's going to retire in like much higher regard than Neymar anyways, which is already insane. And then like with Madrid can go really, really bad. It can keep getting worse because the league thing, they're not going to rotate and like rest him because Barca are always going to have a full hold in the league. If they want to win the league, they have to try, and he has to put tons of minutes on his body to make that work. But if he goes to Bayern or something like that, where he has like a role, Bundesliga they're winning every year anyways, and then Champions League, it's a very similar like PSG dynamic. You build him a team that already has those perfect pieces for him. That would probably be what I'm thinking.
Do you know what?
Because for him, it's not about like the whole Madrid romanticization. Like, oh, Ronaldo was my idol. I wanted to be here my whole life. Fuck that. It is just at the end of the day, when you have reached this level in your sport, it is just going to be how you're remembered decades from now.
I mean, it reminds me of what you just said, like fuck all around and stuff like. Have you I don't know have you seen A Bronx Tale, the movie?
No, I haven't.
There was a line in it where the younger version of the main character, he was crying over Mickey Mantle, and the other
the baseball player.
Yeah. The movie was set in like the 50s or some shit, and the main guy, Chaz Palminteri, he was like, Mickey Mantle doesn't pay your rent. See if your father can't pay the bills. See where Mickey Mantle is. And then 10 minutes later, the kid said to his dad, Mickey Mantle doesn't pay my rent. Get rid of the baseball cards. That reminds me of that. It's like Mbappe just needs to say, fuck Ronaldo. Just fuck all the other bullshit. Just, I need to win something. Because, he's aware of it. He is... And he's a guy who, like... Okay, we've watched both. We know Yamal is better. If Yamal falls off at like 23 or something because of knee injuries or some other bullshit that we don't see, obviously, we don't hope for injuries, blah, 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 all the other bullshit. I don't. I like Yamal.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I like him, okay? But I'm saying, like, there's a very good chance because of how good Mbappe has been at World Cups that people will still end up remembering him as the guy of his generation. Because he upstaged Neymar.
Oh, yeah.
Haaland, this was the World Cup for him to do something in. At the end of the day, it's Norway. Like, there's only so much that they're going to be able to do. Jude's God knows what Jude is, but he's probably going to stay as a midfielder.
Oh my god, can you imagine if, like, I mean, this was supposed to be the year, but, like, Jude is the only guy I could see who could break that top two of, like, Mbappe, Yamal. Because England, the media control that they have on the entire, like, footballing landscape, they would like, elevate Jude to literal, like, modern god levels of, like...
It would be what the French view Zidane as. Like, even...
Yeah.
So what Seb C on Twitter, he says there are two people that the far right in France have never gone after: Zidane and Platini. That's it. And everyone else can hold smoke. Like, it doesn't matter. But even Platini's half Italian, I think, so even he doesn't really count. But Zidane is half Algerian, so it doesn't. So for him, it's like, yeah, he can get touched. And Jude can almost be that in England, where it's like, even you had that, like, Rupert Lowe is, like, even more further right than Farage and reforming them, and he would just, like, Sir Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, let's go, Jude.
You don't want to be here, son. So, but yeah, I like Jude. He is the only guy who I could see breaking it, but it would more so be, but it would have to be England winning something with him. Kane's got to go. Do you think England win anything with Kane? Because I don't. I think he has to go. I made an entire 30-minute spiel about how they have to bench him.
I think they could have won it this year. I'm not as low on Kane as I used to be. because if he like with Bayern, I can see a Bayern team with Kane winning it all. With England, I can see an England team with Kane winning it all because he's not been as much of a terrorist on ball as he used to be. Like the 2024 Euro was one of the most disgraceful fucking like ugh, it was awful to watch. This past World Cup, he
I
yeah, go ahead.
don't cuss him out as much for 24 because he had a back injury. Like he had a fucked up back. I hate him, and I'm shameless, so I won't ever talk that in real life. But it's like the guy, but he had a fucked up back. So.
But even with that, like the intentions, like the things you try to do, like if you try to do things and you fail, that's fine. But if you're trying to do the wrong things, that's where I'm like I lose my mind. I can always forgive execution, but what I can't forgive is intention. Intention is that if you're just going to be a moron, just get the hell out the team. Which is why I was excited when Watkins came on and he scored the goal. I was like, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope for this team. But no, like I can see it happening because if he plays high, I really think the midfield is the biggest thing. And Tuchel's a terrorist. Like holy, I say that as a joke.
Well,
I love Tuchel for a long time. I was a huge fan. But that Argentina game, that's how you want to play when you have your knee on their neck. That's how you want to play. And the fact that the Trent stuff, okay, fine. I think it's ridiculous, but whatever. But play your dogmatic style, whatever you want to do. But it's the fact that he just has no one in his midfield that wants to be aggressive and take control of the ball and try to play. He plays like such a wuss. And now you have what? The Euros are in England in this upcoming one, right?
Yep.
You have a chance to like win it at home. I think like if you played like a Wharton, Rice, Jude midfield, I think something could happen there. I think that's enough.
Declan Rice lets you play extra attackers.
Yep.
Like, I don't think the guy can play football, but the guy is he's just a thug, man. Like, listen, he is an all-world athlete, and he doesn't lose the ball because he's not a high-volume passer, which is fine.
That's the thing. Intentions. He knows he can't do it, so he doesn't do the bullshit.
Which I admire. It's like you know what you can do, and you can strike a ball from hell. Like he is an all-world ball striker. And you get Wharton next to him, and you don't have to worry about the progression now because you don't have another hoodlum and like Elliot Anderson.
Oh, I misspoke. If you played a midfield of Anderson, Wharton, Rice, and then Jude as the 9, that would be like ultimate best case. That would be like we're favorites for the tournament.
That's not going to happen though.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
He doesn't have the balls to. I wanted him to bench. Like in 24, I said bench Kane and play Foden false 9, and he go beyond, and you can have. I don't think Rashford was in that squad, but they would have had someone who could play off the left, probably Gordon. Don't know.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't fucking know, man. Like England, Tuchel, like the Congo game. I called the England tournament to like 90% up to that point. I said that if they lose to Congo, he'll have the Capello crash out. Like the Capello implosion will happen and he'll walk just on the spot. He had the Capello implosion, but it was in the semi-finals against Messi. So people, to a certain degree, forgive him. So people don't care as much. But did you see? I don't know. Did you see Nick Wright went on TalkSport?
Yeah. I saw like he was talking to that like guy, that crazy dude who just always screams on there.
Yeah. So he was, and even Nick Wright, who doesn't watch, well, he likes football a bit more than the average American TV pundit. He was like, "What are you doing? Why are you sitting 20 men behind the ball?" He doesn't like. He just sucks off Mahomes and LeBron all day. Like he can see it. Tuchel, play some football, and I don't know. Like it's if they don't win this tournament, I don't see them winning anything.
Really?
No, not with him. Not with him.
Oh, Tuchel, yeah.
Yeah, not with him. At that point, you lose. Like I think, would they have beat Spain? I don't think so.
I mean,
but like Spain peppered them 2 years ago. Like Spain should have beaten like 4 or 5 or something.
It wouldn't have been like Argentina though. Like that game was pathetic. That was actual like just murder.
Oh my goodness, it was vile. I thought Argentina could have actually had a bit more of a go because Spain didn't exactly have any monster attackers on the other end. You almost just give them the ball in your half. You're asking for trouble, and then yeah, it was just dumb. Like, teams get scared. Like, it's the entire thing. I remember saying with Owen before the France-Spain game, I was like, the thing that worries me most about Spain is that they're not afraid of France. Like, they're going to play football the way they want to play football. And it doesn't matter what happens, they're going to play that way. And everyone else against France shit themselves.
Yep. It's like, I don't know, these teams have like such a tremendous amount of respect. And also, obviously, like, I think Spain obviously had unreal on-ball quality, but it was also like the press. Like, every single ball they won, they suffocated every single team. Like, Rodri, I had not seen Rodri play that well ever. Like, that was like by a distance his best tournament I've seen for Spain, because not just like the on-ball stuff he was fine, but like the off-ball, consistently every second ball, every duel, just suffocating them over and over. It was like, I obviously hate watching that type of football, but I cannot deny the effectiveness of it. It was like, and De La Fuente, people shit on him for so long. Barca fans hate him for not starting their favorites, but like his adaptation and what he's done there, it's unbelievable stuff.
Look, all the guy's done is win. Like, he's won either 14 of 15 tournament games or 13 of 15 tournament games. Like, what the hell do you want from him? Like,
that's another thing. They're... Go ahead.
I was like, the guy wins 88% of his games or whatever, and you want him to bench X for Z because, he played. It's like, no, just the objective is to win, and your players get more of a boost from the fact that they win those tournaments, even if they don't play as heavily. So, just pull your trousers up, man. Like, oh, is it Rodri done? Is Rodri done?
Oh, here we go.
I think so. Sim just sent me the thing now. Yeah.
That's the video.
Yeah,
exclusive. Here we go.
That is the video. I was gonna sort this out and post it for tomorrow. I'm gonna have to get it up tonight now. Yep, that's done. Fucking Christ, man! I'm going to shoot. I'm going to jump.
Oh man, dude, literally like next 3 days the video's sorted. Every video on this shit. I was gonna fucking talk about. You know what I was gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about Solis today. Arsenal's left winger and how he kind of plays like Trossard, some bullshit like that. Fuck that, man. I got Rodri to Barca, dude.
Rodri has you sorted, and I think the league comes back next week. This on Friday. La Liga starts on Wednesday, so yeah, you're sorted, man. My good, La Liga's done. Right, someone needs to do something. Someone needs to do something about this, man. Someone needs to David Stern this shit, man. Listen, we're done for.
This is like, I think that if they do this like terror ball thing, I had a debate. You know the Robbie Poto guy on Twitter?
No.
He's like a flick truther, like super fan.
I might have heard of him because I interact with a few, but I'm better friends with Barcelona fans on Twitter than I am with Real Madrid fans, which I guess makes sense. But
yeah, like he was basically saying, "Oh man, Flick is the perfect coach for Barcelona." Blah blah blah. It was like propaganda. Yeah, it was propaganda, honestly. And I was like, you do not have the necessary midfield athleticism or intensity or the backline physicality or intensity to play flick football to its fullest. But if you surrender and play terrorist football with like this control nonsense gimmick the entire game, you have Pedri and Rodri doing this for 90 minutes, that is your best chance at actually achieving something in the UCL. If Gordon ends up being a decent outlet, you give the Amal a little bit of help, something can definitely happen there. That is your best chance. He cuts his own legs. They lost to a shit Inter, and they lost to a shit Atleti.
Like, how do you let Inter Milan score 6 or 7 goals across 180 minutes or 210 minutes of football? Like,
it's ridiculous. It's self-imposed. That those matches should never happen.
It was insane. And again, Jamal was on crack for those 2 legs. But at the same time, you shouldn't need Jamal on crack to beat Inter Milan. Especially that version of Inter, with no forwards. With their best players, Marcus Thuram, going forward. It's stupid. Like, if you just have... Like, De La Fuente does things like 95% right. The last 5% is just let Jamal come inside 15 yards, for God's sake. Like, just give him some license to roam further in field.
That's another thing. One thing I wanted to mention. the truth, like, I don't know how I phrase it. I phrase this like with so much aura one time, but it's like the truth is not what happened. The truth is what people perceive it to be.
You said
Yamal,
this niche. Let me find the tweet.
yeah, like Yamal was like, he could have done nothing in the tournament, but it doesn't matter because 10, 15 years from now, when he's won a Champions League, when he maybe wins something else with Spain, he is going to be hailed in an entirely different solar system than everyone else because he got that World Cup early. People don't care how you won it.
To be correct, that was the line.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. People won't care about all the surrounding context, details, like nuance, all that bullshit, if you just get your name on the history board. That's the thing with Mbappe. If he wins that Champions League, no one's ever going to talk shit to him ever again. Ever. He's certified.
Yep.
Kane loser narrative, it will be non-existent if he wins the Ballon d'Or. His entire career will be...
It's a bloody magazine award.
It will be rewritten overnight. Dembele was memed for years for that Liverpool miss. He's now one of the generation's best. Like, it happens I mean, the same thing with Benzema too. Benzema's rep was complete dog shit. And now it's like in a completely different level. So it's like, you just need one moment. You need one moment, and then the revisionism will happen naturally. Perception rules all. It's not about what actually happened.
It's the goddamn design of the award, man. It's just because it's a golden ball. It's all a sham. Get rid of it.
You know, like the bell curve meme?
Yes, yes. I know.
It's like the dumbest people say winning is the only thing that matters. Smartest people say winning is the only thing that matters.
Then you got the people in the middle who's like, oh no, but this and this and this. Shut up.
The Neymar is per 90 GA for the 17-18 season. It was actually unbelievable. It was the highest on record in history.
It's like, yeah, it was, but nobody cares.
No one gives a shit, man.
Like, just nobody cares. Like, just shut up. If you were outside, we would smack the taste out of your mouth.
They could never use that argument in real life to you. Like, you can have all this knowledge, but it's forced to be inside your head for your entire life. You can't speak of it.
It's either that, or you got to waffle it on here, and it's just like, yeah, shut up.
Exactly.
That's Twitter's just it's made information. No, it's made opinions too easily dispersed. It's like, just shut up. It doesn't matter. To be fair, we sort of covered all the questions. There was one that I guess...
I got 15 minutes, so we can do some bullshit or anything major you have left over.
Cool. Why do you hate Cristiano Ronaldo was one of the questions. Which I don't think you do.
Oh, yeah.
I think I dislike him more than you do in terms of the general Twitter perception, in terms of rating.
Yeah, if someone asked me, like, why you're a United fan, why don't you care about Ronaldo? I became a United fan in 2016. I was a fucking Messi super fan for years well before that. So I have no emotional tie to Ronaldo, and also like to United. I'm a fan of United. I love watching every week. It's nice to have a collective community, but do United give me the most joy week to week? Are they the reason I watch football? No. I watch football for the players. I watch football for the stories. I watch football for the macro narrative, not what fucking Kobe Mainu is doing like last week. I don't care. I don't care enough. And Ronaldo, I don't know, he's just not that fun to watch. So I've never been that like crazy high on him.
Right, he was my first favorite player when I was a kid, but I still do have a soft spot for him. Like, obviously, even in the World Cup, I was just like, I don't want him to go out totally sad. Like, do something for God's sakes. But the guy is like his GOAT case mainly came when he was a less interesting player. Like,
yep.
He was a guy who was playing on the final shoulder and relying on incredible ball striking and wonderful off-ball movement and fantastic... Like, he is the only guy in the GOAT debate whose legacy came from the work that he didn't do on the ball. Like, all the clips you see of Pele is majority... Okay, he was before our time, but majority of work is on the ball. Like, it's all crazy stuff. Messi, Maradona, crazy stuff on the ball. Same with Zidane. Even Cruyff, some people like to throw in there. Stuff that's on the ball. People like Unks and stuff, they like to throw in like guys like Dino, R9, all that type of stuff in terms of greatest ever, blah, blah, blah. All those guys, they're crazy on-ball players, and then that's where their case came from. Cristiano's stuff wasn't on ball stuff. It was his GOAT claim from the fact that he had 3 Champions Leagues in a row and he kept heading goals in and he kept poaching stuff. It was great, but you just watch the goddamn game and it's not as close to what you get from the rest of them. Someone asked about Foden and Cherky. What's the deal there? Like, I know you love Cherky. Like,
oh, yeah, they need the City fans need to let this Foden gimmick die. Like, this is the issue with like tribalism. Like I know community matters. I know academy kid, all that stuff. But like Foden, just fundamentally is just not a footballer. Like he is a player that requires a tons of touches, that doesn't make good decisions on the ball. He's not very efficient on the ball, and he plays. If him, like, people talk about, oh man, Cherky, Foden, technical quality, they're gonna play together. Cherky is 150 pounds soaking wet. He needs combative people behind him. He needs wingers that can actually run and score. He needs a striker that actually hold up the ball, get in the box, and do things. You build around dynamics that work. The dynamic that is golden in the City team is Haaland Cherky. There's no like cope about, oh, this fit is going to be weird here. Oh, this doesn't... No, it works. It works. Cherky can do all the pocket work. He can do all the inside the pitch things. His crossing is weirdly good outside. He can drift. He has all that. Now you just need to surround these two great players with things that fit. And what does Foden fit at? Foden is a pocket...
He's a pocket
like turning... Yeah, like it's a hyper-specific weird role. That again, when he won the league... It was that Rodri terror ball every between the lines spamming it into him, and then Haaland's game suffered because of it. Like Haaland was a less threatening player because you had a pea shooter behind him in like zone 14 the entire time. Like it's just like Foden is not like a meta player. He doesn't make sense in a meta.
And the thing is, he's not like, you get certain guys who aren't always going to fit and do stuff like that. Like guys like Mbappe, who isn't at this point because he doesn't do the stuff that maximizes the team. But sometimes the quality overrides that to a certain level. And Foden just doesn't do that. Like you said, he's a pea shooter with beautiful body mechanics. Like if he didn't have beautiful body mechanics, nobody would give a fuck about him because the guy can't move properly. No, because the guy can't do anything that you really want from a footballer properly. So yeah.
Even for Mbappe though, like in France, he was brilliant because he moved off the ball. Like he was such a willing runner.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why he's a dick.
He was incredible. Like his movement, like in the Sweden game, I went to watch that, and the little micro movement constantly. I haven't seen that from him in like years. Yeah, years.
Yeah, because he's a dickhead. That's why he only does it for people who he rates, and he doesn't think Vinny and Jude can pass. Which, like, yeah, you're sort of right, but for God's sakes, help him out.
Exactly.
That's what pisses me off about this dickhead, man. Like, you're not making your life any easier. Come on.
That was another thing. Like I think managing, like I think that Benzema did well. Like he played with the shittiest version of Vinny. Like you have the famous quote, like "Don't pass the ball." He's playing against us. That shit. But like, I think Vinny's development is massively down to Benzema, because even when you think someone is shit, you still have to do things that cultivate good behavior. Like if you're a smart enough player, Messi made guys that were dog shit look good.
Messi made Yamal look like a title contending piece, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. Like Yamal, when Yamal plays alongside any attacker, he makes them shine. Ferran Torres gets 5 big chances a game because he plays alongside someone like Yamal. So if you're like a really, really top tier player, irrespective of what the pieces you have around you, you have to play in a way that makes it work.
And Mbappe is a dickhead if he doesn't rate the player. He'll throw his arms up in the air and like, say, I have to prove that I'm better than Must Antoine. Like, what are you doing? Just quickly, what feelings about United for the year?
I have not watched any preseason game.
Neither.
We've not signed a third midfielder, so that's fucking incredible. Honestly, like, watching Bruno last season gave me enough dopamine. Like, it was like the first time in like a long time I felt like there was a good footballer at the club. This season, the structure is probably gonna fall apart, and we might be shit. Who cares at this point, man? I got players to root for. Like, Player FC gives me like joy. Like, so it's more acceptable for, like,
I'm ostracized here for liking players ahead of the club after time.
Yeah, the cultural dissonance there is fucking
Crazy. Oh god. I got some shitpost stuff here. Someone asked us about Spider-Man. Did you like it?
Oh, I almost cried because like I wasn't like I think with art, like stories in general, I'm very like purposeful. I like to like think about everything. I write how I feel about it, like why it works, why it doesn't work. Cuz like I think this is just me being a fucking nerd. But I love philosophy, but I hate reading philosophy. Like the actual like process of reading dense ass texts and getting to whatever conclusion, which is why I like stories. Like stories, I get to derive whatever the philosophy is by interpreting something that has a little bit more entertainment value to it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Spider-Man, I kind of turned my brain off. I was sort of nostalgia. I enjoyed like the aura scenes. I enjoyed the Peter Parker stuff a little bit. The more I think about the movie, the less it makes sense. But I think like for the first time in a while, they made a Peter Parker that seemed coherent, like not just MCU slop, throw all the numbers, Tony Stark, all that bullshit.
Iron Boy Jr.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
And then Anish, for some reason, asked us what our favourite books are that we've read in the last year. Anish
Books.
is an interesting guy. I love him. I'm recording him one day this week. I love him.
We should do a pod with him.
We'll sort it out. We'll sort one out because he's good fun, and he is an unreal troll. He is a piss boiler.
What is it? Books.
Favorite book.
I'm reading a book right now on. Well, reading is a stretch. Audiobook. I'm just listening to it. Called The Art of Strategy. It's like game theory introduction.
Okay.
Like, I think like the thing I want to improve in. Like, I think I'm pretty solid at. Like, I think my logic is pretty solid. I think I'm pretty decent creatively. But like, the math side, like there's like strategies. Like when you play poker, there's like things that are just meta to do. Like I don't know enough of like the actual mathematical meta. So if I can learn more of the game theory, I feel like in social situations and like just in general, I'll get stronger. So it'll be fun.
Mine's is I've got it here. Samurai.
There you go. Oh shit, the Musashi book.
Yeah, Book of Five Rings.
Oh yeah. There's like a really popular manga based on that called Vagabond.
Oh, well, fair enough. I mean, Musashi he was just roaming from place to place.
Yeah, aura.
Guys.
Yeah.
Right, Anish needs to go. No, not Anish. I'm talking to him Wednesday. Ziz needs to go. We've sort of wrapped up here. We'll do this again soon because, I mean, once we got into it, this was a fucking blast. So
It was fun.
we'll do this again at some point. And then, yeah, talk to you again. I'll talk to you Wednesday or Thursday. Bye-bye for now.